thing's heavy. Oh, God, the baby gate. Oh, no! Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Whew. Who's ready to talk about an old iMac? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Digibit Computers. I'm Curtis, and today we are going to go back in time, all the way back to 1999 when I was in the second grade and I was trying to defeat the Elite Four with my Charizard. That's right, Pokemon came out in 1999 in the US. You feel old yet? So, before I go too much further, I'm actually going to backtrack a little bit further to 1997. This is when Steve Jobs became interim CEO over at Apple. That's right, the man got fired from the company he helped start and then rehired. And what did he do when he got back on the team? He pissed off a lot of people. How he did this was he actually killed a lot of product lines that Apple has had since its infancy and wanted to revitalize the company because it made a lot of mistakes. You could actually buy Apple computers from other companies. Think of it like Compaq had its own iMac. Like, how stupid is that, right? One of the projects that he made sure got pushed to the front line was the iMac G3. Now, this actually came out in 1998. It had a tray loader in the front of the PC. This one behind me is actually a slot type. You just feed the CD directly into the iMac. This came out in 1999, and it was a beast for its time. So now that the backstory's done, how about we scratch that nostalgia itch and unbox this thing? What do you say? Man, this really brings back some good memories. So when I was in the second grade, my elementary school actually filled the computer lab with a whole bunch of iMac G3s. And like, for whatever reason, the only game that was on it was like Number Crunchers and Oregon Trail, but whatever, I'm getting off topic. So let's open up this bad boy and kind of see what's inside. Luckily, a friend of mine who is kind of a retro antique technology collector, he gave me this. Dude, you're like awesome. Without you, this video could not have been done. So, yeah, how about we see what's inside? I bet it's an iMac. So, right off the bat, we are greeted with like 100 pounds of styrofoam. There is so much styrofoam inside this thing. Right here on top, we get this like sexy iMac box thing. It's of course like covered in late 90s Apple goodness. It actually has like pictures of all the different colored mice that would come with the different colored computers. So that's actually like really cool. So inside this box, and the box is like empty except for this PS2 to USB adapter. I don't know. Alright, here comes the fun part. So, we remove the top piece of hard styrofoam here. And inside, we have a power cable. This looks like the original power cable that came with this computer. It's actually kind of cool because it's like translucent and for whatever reason like super sticky. That's kind of weird. Alright, but for real though, inside we are greeted with the beast itself. Oh, man. Oh. And this sucker is heavy. Goodness. I have the purple model, which is cool because, like, before my buddy hooked me up, I was actually looking for a purple version of this G3. So yeah, that like worked out perfect. All right, let's ditch the box. All right, so I was pretty relieved to see that this thing booted up just fine and went into the operating system and made that oh so familiar sound from my childhood. Man, that never gets old. So, like I stated earlier, this G3 came in a variety of different colors. This one here is properly named Grape. And inside of Grape is a PowerPC 750 400 megahertz processor with a whopping 512 kilobytes of L2 cache. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but back in 1999, this thing could handle anything you could throw at it. And to top that, you could even get them with a 500 megahertz processor. Also for RAM, you could either have 64 megabytes or 128 megabytes. I don't know what's installed in here. I was told it was upgraded, but it could be upgraded to 512 megabytes. And what you're viewing everything here in the front is a 1024 by 768 CRT 13.8 inch monitor that is built into the unit. And yeah, that's where all the weight comes from. This thing weighs over 34 pounds. Now I know that doesn't sound like a lot. EDVAC, my personal system, weighs like 56 pounds. But it's water cooled and made out of steel. This thing, mostly plastic. And to power that CRT, these things came equipped with an ATI Rage 128 VR onboard graphics. Now this had 8 megabytes of video memory on it and could handle just about anything you throw at it visually. I know a lot of people back in the day, they edited home movies and things like that on this, and it did it just fine. Now to store all those home movies, you could either get a 6, 10, or 13 gigabyte drive. You know how many MP3s you could store on that? And in the front is a 4x DVD-R reader, so you could watch movies and all kinds of stuff on there. Back when DVDs first came out, that was a pretty cool feature to have, to be able to just like plop your DVD in your computer and watch it. Now for networking, this thing came with a 56K modem installed. You could also get a little wireless card for it as well, and I think some units came equipped with that, but not this particular one. And as for I/O, you have 4 USB 1.1 ports, 2 FireWire ports, 2 headphone mini jacks, an analog audio input mini jack, and built-in speakers right into the front. For video out, you only had VGA, which, given the resolution, that is more than you needed for this. And for the OS, it came installed with macOS 8.6, but you could actually upgrade this thing all the way to macOS 10.4. That is a long lifespan for a computer. But yeah, I was going to show you some footage of like trying to play games on this and everything, but for whatever reason, it is so slow, it can barely load iTunes without like completely killing the system. I think it's just the OS needs to be installed or the hard drive's just old and sticky. But yeah, its read speeds are terrible. Alright everyone, so that concludes this brief look at old technology. I had a lot of fun making this. It was really cool to take a trip down memory lane and just kind of put my hands on part of my childhood. And I hope you guys enjoyed this too. If you did, be sure to mash that like button. Also, hit that dislike button if you disliked the video. And don't forget to comment down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you stay up to date with Digibit computers. And also, don't forget to hit me up on my social media. I'll put the links to those down in the description below. Be sure to check those out. I'm a friendly guy. I enjoy interacting with you all. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. See ya. Dang it, freaking truck. Just shut the door.